Hello and welcome to the Mad Poet Show. Thank you for being here. That first song was The First Funeral from my 60th album. Finite Reality is what we're playing right now. Let's get things in order here a little bit. So still kind of, testing things out. I'm not entirely convinced. We had a solid show yesterday. Didn't have any dropouts, but hopefully that will continue. I'm very hopeful. That was a really good test yesterday. So kind of seeing where things are going at this point. So let's keep on rocking here. This next piece is called The Ghost of Temptation. Alrighty then. What is going on, every good people of the world? What is happening out there? I am a total hermit. So I never know what's happening in the actual world, which is really nice. So you don't have to actually answer that unless you want to. You're welcome to. But it's not going to make any difference in what I do. The world can be just like going crazy. And I'd have no idea. I'd just be sitting here playing guitar, hanging out with Sarah, eating pizza, doing what we do. Because that's the way we do. Yes. C minor for you. This one's called 6 Hours Ago. first pick of the day, but I got extras. Hey, Osu Gamer's back. Good to see ya. Welcome back. Thanks for coming to the show. And I see we got a bunch of people watching on LiveSpace again, the beta program. Thanks for coming in. Of course, we got tons of people tuning in from Nemo. Nemo is the one that gets all my people. I think that's where I get most of my viewers, actually. And so, yeah, wherever you're coming in from, thank you very much. LiveSpace is a beta program. This is a question from Osu Gamer on Twitch. LiveSpace is a beta program for a new live streaming platform, and it's going to be very cool. I was fortunate enough to be in on the earliest stages of the beta testing, and the staff and the community have been absolutely great. I'm on their Discord. So I'm really looking forward to, when that goes live. And right now there's, it's a very limited beta, so there's not a lot going on with it. I don't know how many beta testers there are, but yeah, it's been really great. And so yeah, looking forward to where that goes. How many views do I get on other stuff? Right now I'm streaming on, let's see, Twitch, 2 different Facebook pages, which is my personal page and the Mad Poet Facebook page. DLive, YouTube, LiveSpace, Trovo, Picarto, Africa, Nono Live, Nemo TV, and Vaughn. I usually get probably 12 to 20 people watching on interesting. I'll get to that in a moment, Steve. So I get 12 to 20 on Nemo, and I usually don't get anyone on Nono Live, Picarto, or Vaughn. I get occasional people coming in on DLive. YouTube and Twitch are about even. I'll usually get 2 to 5 viewers on those per show. Trovo, I think I've had like 1 or 2 people ever watching on that. So it's really hit and miss on the different platforms. And Osu Gamer says hello to everyone from Twitch. And Steve on LiveSpace says, don't forget to update your stream key in OBS or your multi-stream software, as we only see blank video. I will do that. I didn't know that was going on, so that is great information. Thank you very much. I don't know if you have an answer to this. Can I do that midstream? Because I could do that right now. I don't know how to find my stream. I know where the stream key is if I start a new. I'm gonna for all the people watching on LiveSpace, I'm gonna stop LiveSpace. I'm gonna do a quick update and start you guys right back up. So I'll be back with you momentarily. Hang on if you are so inclined. Okay, so that. What's the link to? For LiveSpace Osu Gamer, you actually have to be part of the beta test to even be able to log in. So unfortunately, there isn't a link I could give you. You would have to have a login from them. Reset stream key. And copy, and then let's see, in LivePush. LivePush is the software I use for multi-streaming, and I'm really pleased with that. I used to be on Restream, and LivePush is far better, in my opinion. Okay, so now I should be able to. So I gotta punch in a new stream title. Let's put an exclamation point on that. And we are in the music. And thank you for your patience, everyone. You are all helping LiveSpace right now. Okay, so Steve, if you happen to still be out there, let me know if LiveSpace is working now. The video for LiveSpace has never worked for me when I'm streaming. Yeah, we'll see what goes on with that. So hopefully if there's anyone out there still watching on LiveSpace, let me know what's going on. And that should be interesting. Cool. All right. We're going back in. Oh, cool. Osu is watching on Nemo and Twitch at the same time. Do me a favor, Osu Gamer, during this next song, put in a comment on Nemo, and let's see if I see it, and let's see if we'll test out the chat for that, because I don't think I've ever had anyone on that before that's ever commented. If they have, it's been a very long time. Well, let's see what happens. This next song is called On the Run. and Osu Gamer, yes, you put a message in there that says, "Let me know if the chat works," and it does. That's awesome. Cool. Just out of curiosity, if you have an opinion, I know you've only been watching a few minutes. Nemo, good to watch? Is it working well for you? We got memories coming in from YouTube, giving the victory sign. Victorious victory of the guitar. So Todd is on Live Space. So Todd, just a few moments ago, Steve mentioned the update thing for the stream key, and I did do that and then restarted the stream. So let me know if you're still having any issues. He was saying that you couldn't see my video. Let me know if you've got video on live space now, because I'm not sure what's going on there. And if we don't get it worked out during the show, then I will contact you on Discord and we'll see what we can make happen there. And Memories, thank you for the compliment. Memories from YouTube says, nice playing, greatly appreciated. And thanks for being here. I'm not sure, I don't think I've seen you in our chat before, so welcome. For those who may not be familiar with what's going on here, I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society, and this is what we do. Okay, so we're seeing that the stream is fine on Nemo, and yes, Nemo.tv is a Vietnamese website, and I think that's why I rarely get any chat messages on there, just because not a lot of English speaking is my guess, but yeah, I've been on the Nemo platform a couple times, and it seemed pretty cool. So yeah, great. Now we also got Osu Gamer watching from YouTube. Osu Gamer is going to be watching on every monitor in their house on a different platform. Awesome sauce. First time, just sub. Thank you very much, Memories. I greatly appreciate that, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I just started back up streaming yesterday. I'd been having some connection issues, so I'm glad that we caught you there. And yeah, so right now we are playing my 60th album. It is called Finite Reality. And this next song is kind of interesting from a music theory perspective. It's written in a diminished scale, a scale that's known as a Locrian mode, would be kind of the music theory term for it. And diminished information in music is... It's hard to resolve, so you don't really feel like there's a home base, which makes it very interesting to fiddle with. And I think there might be some key changes in this. Victor from Discord, Osu Gamer, I was pretty sure that was you on YouTube as well. How come I always use that guitar on stream? I actually so I've got two guitars that are both Ibanez Sabres. This one is the Flame Green. Yesterday I was playing, you can't really see it back here, I was playing my black Sabre, and they have different pickups, so they have a bit of a different feel. They play well, they play nicely. I do occasionally use the white Charvel, which I've had for a long time. The reason I don't use that one as often is because the neck pickup is complete garbage on that one. It's terrible. So there's only a few places, in case I want to switch to a clean tone or something, or switch to that pickup. So I don't use that one as often. I do occasionally use the Rhodes, which again, I know these are hard to see, particularly if you're watching on a cell phone, you probably can't even see what I'm pointing at, which is kind of a flying V style. And so I occasionally use that. The V style guitars, particularly like when I'm working with my students, and I get, a lot of teenagers, they want to get the Flying V and rock out. Flying Vs are really cool, but they're terrible to play. You kind of have to use, let me back up. When you're playing guitar, it's really good to relax. I mean, it's a really important thing. And you actually have to kind of prop those guitars up with your arm because they tend to fall away from you. So, yeah, they're not great for learning on. It takes a while to get used to them. And then this here is a bass. And then my red one here, that's the second guitar I ever had. And I use that one when I do slide guitar. Maybe I'll do some slide. Is my slide available here? Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll do some... Did not mean to do that. Let me get my slide out here to remind me. I'll maybe do some slide guitar in a bit. And then that guitar is Sarah's classical guitar. It's really just kind of a placeholder. I have that tuned for a different tuning that I practice with sometimes. And then my main classical guitar here, when I play classical on stream, which I need to do more classical on stream. It's on its way. I'm still working it. And memory says, agree my Ibanez. It might be an incomplete statement, but it looks like you... Oh yeah, if you have like a Gibson Les Paul, those are so heavy. I used to have this is probably about 12, 13 years ago, my Les Paul was stolen. And it's kind of my own fault. I went into a dance class and I left it in my truck, and like a dork, and I came out and it was gone. And but yeah, the Ibanez guitar is very comfortable, very, very comfortable. So yeah, it's good stuff, and that's awesome that you are also a guitar player. So that's very cool. Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna play some E Phrygian, some E Locrian, and I believe this modulates to E Phrygian. Anyway, this song is called "You May Be Wondering." And yeah, 6 ounce. Thank you very much for the compliments, Memories. Greatly appreciated. And Victor says, as someone who doesn't play guitar, I agree that Ibanez is good because you see them everywhere. Yeah, they're a very common brand for good reason. You know, they've made great guitars for a very long time. Thank you very much. Memories from YouTube says, amazing. I've never seen a YouTube like mine before. Real stage feeling. That's exactly what I'm going for here. So that makes me feel really good because you're kind of quantifying that I am actually achieving what I'm setting out to achieve. And yeah, I've talked about this a little bit in some of my streams before, that I am the kind of person who tends to go to a more complex feel in what I do. So like setting up a show, all the lights being all choreographed and everything, I have to program every single one of those light changes in to coincide with my songs, before the show can go live. And so it's a big setup, but I feel like it's really worth it because I do like that live feeling. And being a very introverted person, I don't actually like going out. So now I can kind of get the best of both worlds like that. And so yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So this next song, I kind of got to talk about two people. As my regulars will know, on every album that I do, I dedicate a song to someone. And at least one song. Some albums have two dedications, most of them have one. And this song is dedicated to my Grandma Marie. She has long since passed, long before I started doing all my crazy rapid fire releases. All of my grandparents have had a song dedicated to them posthumously. And so my grandparents, I had a great relationship with all my grandparents. Very cool people. They would not have understood my music. They would definitely appreciate what I do, but they were Lawrence Welk people. And don't get me wrong, I love Lawrence Welk. It was an awesome show. Really, Lawrence Welk was one of the early streamers. It just happened to be on television. But I also have to talk about my friend Susan. Because Susan, when I released this, Susan is a student of mine. She's actually the student that has been with me longer than any other student I've had. She's been with me for, I believe, over a decade now. And when she first heard this, she came to me and said, how would you feel about me making a cover of this? And Susan writes for choral music. She composes choir music, and she's quite good at it. And so I'm like, yeah, of course, that'd be awesome. And she did, and it came out really cool. She actually put words to it and stuff. I really kind of gotta almost say hers is, I deserve less authorship on hers than she deserves because she did so much with it. The structure of the song is still there. And I still remember the first time I heard it was, to my knowledge, never been recorded by a choir. But I heard the electronic version of it. We so often compose in electronic sheet music. And it was just like, it was right before I did a stream. And I just was kind of like breaking out in a cold sweat. It was really, really cool. And so this is kind of a little bit of a slower piece. It's also interesting because it's in B flat minor, and guitar players out there will know that if you're in standard tuning, which I am, B flat minor is a fairly unfriendly key to playing on guitar because you don't have any open strings available. So if you're going to hit an open string, you really got to know what you're doing because you're going to be playing a note that's not in key. It can all be made to work, but you do got to know where you're going with it. So yeah, kind of cool stuff. Anyway, this song is called The Shadow's Embrace. right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, some of you know what's about to happen. Some of you don't know what's about to happen because you're new here. But it is time because we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. This one's called To Think Beyond Rationality. Right. Some water here. Moving it right on along. I need to adjust my pedal down here. That's how I start and stop my songs. Picked up a keyboard at Goodwill because I need to basically start and stop with the space bar. So I just took an old keyboard that I got for like $1.50 and took all the keys out except the space bar. So that now it's just a start and stop pedal. It works really well. Makes it a lot easier to get this stuff where I need it to be. All right. Continuing on along, song number 8. I think there are 10 songs on this album. I think I'm right about that. I could be wrong. We'll see. We'll see when we get there. And then I'm actually gonna. I'll get done with this. I'm gonna switch over and I'm gonna play my 61st album, which is titled "Bucket of Blood," is coming next. Well, this song is called "Thought." Oh, and Victor is currently arguing with someone, or hey, you know what? Argue away. Tell him I said that you're right. There you go. Boom. And this is actually a really interesting thing because my chat, just the way my chat is working, everything's showing up, but it's funkified. Basically, Victor should be showing up in 2 places right now, but it's only showing up in 1. But I see all the messages. We're good. Oh, keep arguing, buddy. Do it. All right. This one's called "Thought Is All I Am." right, so we got 2 songs left on this album before we switch over. This one, this song, I've got a few pieces that are like this that I really have to watch myself for which string I start on, because I look at the sheet music that's on my screen and I see that I should hit fret 6 on string 3, and somehow my brain tells me to put my finger on string 2. And so it's not this one. Yeah, there's probably like 3 or 4 other songs. It's like, for some reason, my brain just, I don't know, I got a little dyslexia or something, which I think I actually do have slight dyslexia. But something in my brain tells me to go to the wrong place, and it doesn't sound good if I do that. So I gotta kind of get my finger ready first. Once I get it there, I'm good. It's only as the song starts that I gotta worry about it. But this is a very fun piece. It's called A Pile of Skulls. I was not watching my battery back today, and my batteries went dead. Totally my bad. There's only a few measures left of that guitar solo, so. Memory says, wow, heavy. Thank you very much. Yeah, that is kind of a heavy piece there. And it's an interesting one for me too. When I play these albums, just, kind of, I'm thinking about my process of composition and everything. But on this particular album, that song always feels like it could really be the end of the album. I could have stopped the album right there. That's a good end to the album. But we have one more song. and this one also really feels like a good end to the album. So it's almost like an encore ending. I don't know. It works well. But this song is also interesting from a music theory perspective because I started writing this in E minor. I thought I was writing it in E minor. And so I was using a what was I doing here? I was writing in E minor and I was using a D sharp note because that is the sharp 7th position of the scale. So basically I was using what's known as a harmonic minor. And then I realized I wasn't writing it in E minor, I was writing it in E Phrygian. So this is a Phrygian sharp 7. And so I was kind of getting something didn't sound right, but it was really cool. And so when I realized that, I'm like, I'm just going to roll with it. I'm just going to do this with a Phrygian sharp 7 and see what happens. And it came out great. I like the way this one feels. It's kind of funky to solo over in a few places, but it's pretty fun. And there is a name for that scale, and I don't recall what it is. One of the things that makes it interesting is that it has what are known as consecutive half steps, where basically in the scale you move 1 fret and then you move 1 fret again, which in our normal scales that doesn't happen. We always separate our half steps. So it's kind of a cool thing. There's some interesting chords in it and fun to play. After this, we're going to switch over to Bucket of Blood. We'll, like I said, as I talked about yesterday, it's kind of the way it goes. I have to talk my way through that changeover. I was getting good at it for a while, but then I took some time off. Victor, thanks for coming in so much. Have a great day. Hope you enjoy it, and we will see you on the flip side. Hope to see you again soon. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. No guarantees, but definitely trying to stream a lot these days. So we will see you soon. And for those who are still watching, this piece is called Before Eternity. Recursive Trauma coming in from Twitch. Welcome, Sean. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. We are just about to do the album switchover. That was the last song on Finite Reality. So close that down. And I kind of gotta, like I said, walk myself through this process because it's real easy to miss a thing or two. So I gotta make sure I follow all the correct steps. If I don't do the steps correct, as I've explained before, basically I have to have my recording program, which is kind of the headquarters of everything happening, the lights, cameras, and everything. That has to be in charge of my sheet music. And it's also important that because I'm using two different kind of tabs for each of the albums I'm playing, if both tabs are trying to control the sheet music, that's havoc. So I really got to watch myself on this. But I think I'm in the right area. Memories says brutal melodic heaven. Thank you very much. Love the compliments there. Glad people that, I'm just glad there are people out there who enjoy what I'm doing and get a kick out of it. Okay, so here now I just got to make one more switch. I think we should be in good shape. And okay, it looks like people can hear me, and let's make sure I know where my computer mouse. I use 4 monitors during these shows, and so sometimes it's real easy for my computer mouse to get lost. And also my primary monitor, the colors are inverted, which makes it even harder to see the mouse. So kind of got to make sure everything's in order. That is on. That is okay. I think we are good. This is my 61st album. It is titled Bucket of Blood. His first song is called The Echo or The Answer. And wait, something's wrong here. Oh, something's wrong. Okay, I think this, I want to make no promises. I think this is going to work. Let's see if we can do this. All right. Oh, memory says add my work to their playlist project. Matt LaGuardia for now. You know what? I on classical guitar I do a version of Targ as Matt LaGuardia. Awesome. And she'll check back more. Great save on the you found the flaming smoke machine. Oh, you work as fire rescue. That is cool. You took quick and good excellent. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that was a bit of a harrowing day. That was a bit harrowing. I had grabbed that. You see me going in that video. You see me going through the back to. It was actually in this room. We were facing the other way, so the door is in front of me now. But you see me going through the one door. What you don't see is I got to run up 13 stairs, and there's another closed door, and then just beyond that is the door to the outside. So I had to get through 3 doors with that thing. Fortunately, the house did not burn down. Yeah, it was a crazy one. It was an interesting show, and then thanks to my parents, my dad mostly. They sent me a new smoke machine. I was trying some alternatives for a while, but the smoke machines do really work the best for getting the room to look right. And so yeah, they just one day a smoke machine showed up at my house, and I'm like, Sarah, did you order this for me? And she's like, no. And so I called a couple people. I'm like, did you order a smoke machine? And finally I'm like, was this my parents? And yeah, it was. So, ooh la la. Yeah, that was. I do tend to have a very family-friendly show, so that day the language did get a little more explicit than I normally do when I'm playing here. And I've got students who are kids who watch the show. I know there are underaged persons who are out there who are watching, so I like to keep it clean as much as possible. But sometimes, like when there's a fire, you let loose a little more. I think most people will understand that. But that's fun stuff. Fun stuff. It's great to laugh about now. Less humorous at the time, of course. Let's keep some music going here. This is actually kind of a weird one for me. It starts out with this, which on the guitar it feels like I'm playing in D minor. And this song is actually in E Phrygian. So it's like as I start playing, it feels like I should be playing in D minor, and I kind of have to really. It's a cool way for me to do it because I have to shift my mindset of being okay. I'm playing in E Phrygian, but I'm in this different position when I start. That feels so. It makes me think about the guitar a little bit differently, which I really like. And this is called "Rest for the Wicked." got going on here? So earlier, I mentioned my friend Susan, who had done the cover of Shadows of Twilight. And the first time she heard this song live, she said, she just commented, heavy metal James Bond. And I said, are you talking about the way I'm dressed? I think I was wearing a bow tie that day. Are you talking about the way I'm dressed or the way this song sounds? She said both. And I will grant, this is probably one of my most misnamed songs. Now, my song titles don't mean anything. I shouldn't say it. Very few of my song titles have any meaning. This one certainly does not. But sometimes I've got a song, like off of my 52nd album, I think it is. The album is City of Souls. There's a song called After Hours in the Blackwood Mortuary. I nailed that one. That song sounds like you are locked in the Blackwood Mortuary at midnight under a full moon. The feeling of the song fits the title so well. This one doesn't. This song doesn't sound anything like what it should sound like being called the Long Way Home. It doesn't sound right, but it's a pretty kicking tune. So I always think of Susan when I play this. It's time for some heavy metal James Bond. This is The Long Way Home. Ah, 007, License to Shred. I like that. You're the first person who's come up with that one. That's awesome. Thank you. This next song is very appropriately named, I feel like. Now, this, A Long Way Home, could have fit this song very well. This song is called Limited Visibility. And it's one that I really find myself enjoying just playing. The feel of it, it's kind of a medium-paced thing. And I just feel like the way that I tend to move around the fretboard on this, I don't know, there's something a little different about playing this one that's very enjoyable. It's a fun song to listen to, in my opinion. And lately as I've been out for my runs, which, as I explained yesterday, I got a massive blister on my heel right now, so I haven't been running for a few days. But when I've been out running, I've been listening to all of my albums, all 66 of my albums on just random. And this one came on one or two runs back. And I was like, oh man, this feels good for exercise too. It's like a medium-paced thing. We're still got a good drive to it. This one's called Limited Visibility. concert. Oh gosh, it was probably 15, 20 years ago. Small concert in Mount Vernon, Washington. And a little brewery up there. And there was a kid there named Forrest Kyle. Really good guitar player. He was a cool guy. I talked to him a little bit. And I saw him play it live a couple times. At this particular show, this brewery is right on the train tracks. And he was ripping through one of his songs. And this train comes blowing by, crashes the horn. And the horn was perfectly in time and in tune with the music. It was really cool. I only bring that up because that last song, Unlimited Visibility, that kind of reminds me of Forrest Kyle's playing style. I don't really, I never learned to play any of his songs. He wasn't like an influence on me, but I feel like that would really fit in with kind of a Forrest Kyle type of a feel. He put out a couple albums. I've got them both. I don't think he remained active. I tried to look him up a while back. I don't know what he's up to these days. But he was a ripping guitar player. He had some great stuff. So I hope he's doing well wherever he is. And for the rest of us, there's me. So let's keep doing this. This next piece is in G sharp minor. It's called We Have a Situation Here. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Much appreciated. And we're gonna slow it down here. On the last album we did, I played a song dedicated to my Grandma Marie. This next one is dedicated to my Grandma Helen. So I'm getting the Grandma show tonight. And this is a much lighter piece. It's very piano-centric, and I'm still considering one of these days I will do a complete album of this type of music, where it's more just kind of piano-oriented rather than so much rhythm guitar-oriented. I think that would be a very nice, pleasant album to do. And I hope you enjoy this. This is called The Rain is Speaking to Me. Really glad I finally got that fade out working correctly on the sheet music. That one, I worked that out prior to the spill. For people who are newer here, you may not be aware, about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I spilled a bunch of water right on my computer. These now have caps on them. It was not good. I had to, fortunately the computer kept working, but I had to reinstall everything. Fortunately, I do back everything up, so I didn't lose anything. The main thing I actually lost was just the setup in my broadcast software, and that was like 4 or 5 days of just 8-10 hours a day trying to just get everything working again. Because it's like, I've got to get every little piece correct for the camera changes and how the lights work and everything. It was a lot. So I had worked out the sheet music thing, and then for some reason the way I had done it before wasn't working, and it had to do with like the camera changes and everything. It's all in the same software, and so I had to refigure it out, and I got it really close, but there was this like pause. The sheet music would stop, the camera would come on, and the sheet music would come back on and then fade out. I finally got that all worked out. It took a long time, but it looks really cool. So I'm glad it's working. Nonetheless, thank you for being here. If you are new, if you're coming in late, if you don't know what we're doing here, I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. And this is what we do. We play music. We talk about stuff. That's about it, really. We're going to play in C sharp minor here. So if you're playing along, grab your euphoniums, your ukuleles, or your flutes. Play along in C sharp minor. This piece is called Reintegrating Our Shadows. Memories tuning in from YouTube sends cheers, says really nice show and happy to found your channel. I'm also glad you found my channel. You are a very cool person from what I can tell on chat, and I'm glad to have you here. Absolutely. Feel free to tell people about it if you are the type of person who tells people about stuff like this. Because I would love to have more people watching. That would be a really fun thing for me. I definitely do want to, have myself out there and be seen and heard. So I'm glad people are finding what I do, and hopefully there will be more people coming in the near future. But while it's just us, let's keep this thing going. This one's called Directly at the Sun. If anyone is watching from YouTube, YouTube is telling me that it disconnected from chat. So if you're chatting, I may not be seeing you. I want to check a couple of things here next. I really hope I'm not getting disconnects. That looks like it's still going. Okay, that's good. That's good. That might just be I'm gonna just refresh that particular thing. So it does not seem like they're, well, I don't know. Okay, we'll see what goes down here. I'm not sure what's going on. Well, yeah, it does not appear to have disconnected. As I was saying, that's kind of been why I haven't been streaming lately, is because of these disconnect issues. So I'm just really hoping that's not indicative of one of those. Sometimes it can be hard for me to tell what's going on with stuff. What about, okay, that looks like it's good. Well, it looks like the failover load balancing software is definitely working right now, so there is some instability in my connection. I'll have to, how deep am I in this show? 2 hours, 28 minutes. Okay, so I'll have to take a look at the stream afterward. Just curious about something else here that I want to check. Thank you for your patience, everyone. If you are watching, I appreciate your patience while I check things out. Oh yeah, my connection is pretty weak right now. Yeah, I think that I might be down. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So I am there. Okay, that shows, okay. Twitch shows me as still being on. So that's good. Oh, hey, Sean, if you're still out there, I did not get all of your messages. You said something about Vera was watching earlier, so I did not see that, so apologies. But, okay. So I do appear to still be live. Good. And I will check more of that later and see how that kind of happened. Excellent. All right. Well, how many songs we got on this album? We're getting close to the end of the show here. So this has 3 more songs we got. So we got a bit more going here. No worries. All right. Again, thank you for your patience. Much appreciated. I want to keep on going. This song is called Do Not Listen to This Song. dope. So the big question is, considering that song was called Do Not Listen to the Song, did you listen to this song? How much of a rebel are you? No commands in the name of this song. Very cool one though. This is called Obsidian Eyes. Okay, so I am showing again that my chat is disconnecting from YouTube. So again, if I'm guessing that some of the chat stuff is not working right now, so apologies if anyone is chatting. I am not ignoring you. I'm just not seeing it. But I've only got one song left here tonight. Just want to check this again. Okay, so it's not. It doesn't seem to be shutting down the streams. So that's good. Doesn't seem to be too much latency. See, I don't know what's going on with the chats, but again, I am not intentionally ignoring anyone. So let's get to this last song of the evening. And I'm gonna get some food. Probably go, pull some weeds or something. Cause, yeah, rocking and then just being normal. It's kind of how life goes. But this is another song that was named by my awesome daughter, who should have some chocolate milk waiting for her when she gets home from work, because I mailed her that a few days ago. I should say we mailed her that. Sarah is definitely part of that. And I hope she's doing awesome. But she's one of the few people who is came up with some names I was willing to use for my songs. This one definitely shows what a twisted sense of humor she's got. This is Ascension of the Angel's Carcass. All right, gangsters, again, apologies if I don't see your chats right now. I think probably what's happening is the load balancing software that I'm using is probably pushing everything. I think the connection was kind of weak, and so it's pushing everything to my uploads and ignoring anything that's coming in. That's my guess as to what's happening. I could be way off the mark on that. But nonetheless, thank you very much, everyone, for coming in today. Thank you for my new followers, my new subscribers on YouTube, the new people who came in. I had a great time with you. Wherever you're coming in from, just appreciate you being here. Thank you very much to the Live Space crew for their help on those things. And I will be checking for messages on Discord and seeing if that all worked out correctly. And that's it for today. That's all I got. Again, I'm the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. I will hopefully be back tomorrow. Should be most likely, and rocking some more. And until then, as usual, I will see you